In the shadow of Mount Blanca, I set out on a mission to build an off-grid home from nothing but raw land, a dream, sweat, and determination. No experience, no easy button, just me learning as I go, making mistakes, and pushing through the kind of challenges that'll test your patience, your grit, and your mental health. It wasn't easy. This is the story of how I built my own home, one step at a time in the San Luis Valley. Whether you're dreaming of self-sufficiency, planning your own build, or just curious about how it all comes together, stick around. This is the real story of building an off-grid home in southern Colorado. Alright, so I decided to start with some building plans that I was able to locate online, which you see right here. And the main deviation from these plans is that we had to expand where the washer and dryer is at and turn that into an actual utility room. So the property details are as follows. It's a 30 by 30 footprint, so 900 square feet. I've got 2 bedrooms, 3/4 bath, heated floors, septic system. I've got a 2,000 gallon cistern, vaulted ceiling, metal roof, solar system, and a 500 gallon propane tank. Alright, so the first step in the process is to purchase some land. I was able to get 5 acres for just $7,000. And then I applied for a driveway permit, a septic permit, and a construction permit. You can see all the costs associated right there. We started out installing the septic system. Here you can see the septic tank and the drain fields. And this is called the distribution box. And here's a shot of the completed system. So that was the first thing to go in. Alright, here's my cistern. This is a 2,000 gallon cistern. It holds all my water, the fresh water that I haul in from the Fort Garland Water Department. And here's another shot with Mount Blanca in the background. So clearing the driveway, leveling the building site, installing the septic and the cistern cost me $25,000. Alright, now we're going to start with a concrete slab, 30 by 30 with heated flooring. And so you can see the heated flooring, the tubes. Actually, I think it's a glycol that runs through there. I'll explain my heating system a little bit later on. I have a high efficiency heating system that runs on propane and electricity. It heats my water and my floor heat as well. I've been really happy with it. It's supposed to use just a small amount of propane and a small amount of electricity, and it's fairly expensive, but the heated floors are really amazing because we do see some extremely frigid temperatures in the evenings here in southern Colorado in the wintertime. So they're getting close to wrapping up this concrete slab here. These guys did a great job. And once again, there's Mount Blanca, just maybe half a mile away. Alright, concrete truck is taken off. This brings us to our next payment. 30 by 30 concrete slab with floor heat was $14,000. Alright, now we're going to construct the walls and roof and all that good stuff. Right here we're starting with the first wall, and as you can see, the second wall. This process just took a few weeks. Wasn't bad at all. The siding I decided to go with is called T111. It's a budget-friendly siding. I've been pretty happy with it. My grandfather had it on his house in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I think it looks really good out here in southern Colorado. So we got 2 walls up. And now we're starting with the 3rd wall. Because I decided to go with the vaulted ceilings, you'll see here in a little bit that we used what are called scissors trusses. And I'm really happy that I did the vaulted ceiling. It adds a bit of character to the inside of the house. Alright, so now we've got 4 walls up. Beautiful day in Blanca. And then the T111 siding went on after the walls were up, as you can see.
Oh yeah, I do see that now. No, I didn't.
Alright, so this is a shot of the inside.
What we'll probably get the last of these top plates on.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's going to take
And another shot of the outside. While the guys were working on the interior walls, I decided to start painting the exterior, which you'll see here in a minute. I had some issues with the paint colors. I started getting my paint from Ace Hardware, but their paint machine apparently was broken because all the colors they were giving me were way off. So I ended up switching to Sherwin-Williams, which was a wise decision. The paint from Sherwin-Williams is really good. The colors matched perfectly. There's some more interior walls. Because I didn't have actual blueprints, the building process might have been a little bit more challenging. If I did it again, instead of going with just a basic floor plan, I probably would get some actual blueprints drawn up to help with the layout. There was a little bit of confusion as to what we were going to do about the utility room, because we wanted to put the washer and dryer in there, but we also needed to put the water heating system in there as well. So here's another shot of the inside. The guys are hard at work. We get a lot of sunshine here in Colorado. I love it. Alright, so here are the scissors trusses, and that allowed us to do a vaulted ceiling on the inside. So I wanted to give you a shot of the surrounding area because it is so wide open out here. It's just beautiful, and as I mentioned, you can get 5 acres for just $7,000, which is a really great deal in the state of Colorado. And also I wanted to zoom in and give you a good shot of those scissors trusses. And here's a shot of the inside, the interior walls, and the trusses. And now the panels for the roofing have been installed. And here's one more shot of the outside. The siding has been installed, the doors and windows have been cut out, and the panels on the roofing are on. So this brings us to another payment. Construction of the 30 by 30 house with vaulted ceiling was $25,000. So at this point in the project, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed. I couldn't even get the paint colors to match up. As I mentioned, I started going to Ace Hardware, and they were just making more work than it was worth. So lucky for me, Dick and Donna and my parents came out and helped me finish painting the exterior. They spent a week out here helping me paint, and it turned out just great. So after they left, I was able to do the outside trim. And this is kind of fast forwarding in the project just a little bit, but then I'll reverse it again because the windows, obviously, as you know, have not been installed just yet. But this is me working on the exterior trim. I'm really happy with the final appearance of it. It is a bit of work, I think I did just 1 coat of paint. I know 2 coats is the recommended amount, but I felt like I had so much going on. It was a stressful time in my life. And then this is the back of the house. I think the trim just looks really good. It did take some time for me to adjust to the colors of the blue and the beige and the black, but I really like it now. So this brings us to another payment. The paint and trim was just $2,850, and it is so cheap because we basically did it all ourselves. All right, now we're doing the roof, the metal roof. I hired a local company to put that on for me. I toyed with the idea of trying to do it myself, but it just seemed like too much. Seemed a bit overwhelming. So the metal roof cost me $6,800, and I was really happy with the color and how it looks against that blue paint. All right, so now we are installing the doors and windows. I hired the local Amish company to build those for me. It did take a bit of time. It might have been as much as like 6 or 8 weeks. But the word on the street is that they are the best doors and windows you can buy. They are double paned with the argon gas in between, which is really perfect for the cold temperatures we get. So doors and windows installed was $10,280. The sliding glass doors particularly were quite expensive. All right, so this puts us into the new year of 2024. And now that everything is enclosed, we can work on the inside. On this day, I took delivery of my solar system. I'll talk more about that later in the project. So the plumbers and electricians were able to start now that we were all enclosed. These are some photos of the rough-in plumbing. That's the kitchen sink right there. This is the bathroom, sink and toilet. And then my outside faucet. And the rough-in electrical began at this same time as well. So I've got some shots here of the plumbing and electrical. And I did want to mention, I'm here in the San Luis Valley, Blanca, Colorado. It's kind of hard to find reliable contractors down here. And the reason is this, the good ones charge a lot of money and they're booked up for 2 months. And the ones who are available tend to be not so good. So what do? Do you get somebody right now at a low price that might not be that great? Or do you wait 2 months for the good electrician and the good plumber? So that adds to the stress of the construction of the house because some of these guys don't even have Google business pages, which means you can't rely on Google reviews or anything like that. But lucky for me, everything turned out really good. And here we have the rough-in plumbing, rough-in electrical, $5,200 for the plumbing and $4,950 for the electrical. There will be further plumbing and electrical costs later on. Now we're going to begin with the insulation. We did this ourselves. These are the rafter baffles, which was something I wasn't familiar with, but apparently it helps prevent the condensation from the roof dripping down. We took a little bit of a break and installed the soffit vents on this day. And then this is the attic insulation. And so the insulation went fairly smoothly. We decided to insulate the interior walls, which I think was probably a waste of money, but it's really hard to say. All right, this brings us to our next cost, which is the insulation. The materials were $3,560. All right, now we're going to begin with the drywall. And lucky for me, my brother has experience in putting up drywall, so the local handyman and me and my brother were able to get the job done. This would have been really, really challenging for just two people because some of the bigger panels, putting them on the ceiling is really a three-man job. There's my brother on the left and me in the middle. So there's my brother again. The drywall was slightly tricky because of the vaulted ceiling. We had to make some angle cuts. It's definitely worth it, but made it a little bit more challenging. Yeah, it came together nicely. I decided to do textured walls in my house. The handyman talked me into it. We were able to find a pattern that I was happy with, and I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, cutting out those can lights is so tricky. I'm sure people that do drywall for a living, it's pretty easy for them. The closets were a little bit annoying as well. All those little pieces, it just goes, it takes a bit more time. You can see some angles there that I was referring to along the vaulted ceiling. So then my handyman did all the mudding. I didn't want to mess with that at all since I had zero experience with it. Here's the utility room. We did put plywood on the back side because we had to mount the water heating system and a few other things. This was a beautiful day in Colorado, a fresh coating of snow. And here we are just kind of buttoning up the mudding of the drywall. So we decided to do a vapor barrier in the shower. You can see that foil back there. And it was probably a good idea, maybe not necessary. Here's the cement board. This is what goes underneath the tile. And there is the finished product. So here we have some more costs. The materials for the drywall were $2,600. And the labor for the insulation, drywall, and the cement board in the shower, this is what my handyman charged me, $11,330. I felt like it was a little bit on the high side, but he really helped me out in a pinch, so that was probably worthwhile. So that's all I've got for you today, but in my next episode, I'm going to turn my attention to the inside of the house. We're going to start working on the interior doors. We're going to do some painting. We're going to work on the kitchen cabinets, the kitchen countertops. We're going to work on the interior trim. We're going to start assembling the barn doors for the closets and the bathroom. We're going to work on the vanity for the bathroom, the backsplash for the kitchen, and much more. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. We will see you next time.